Boon sister is a supportive figure specializing in healing and buffing allies. Her abilities focus less on direct combat and more on maintaining the team's survivability and efficiency. This character has high dexterity, survivability, and control. Their role is crucial in team-based scenarios where keeping allies alive and at their best is key to success. This first build is well-balanced and can be used by free-to-play and pay-to-win players. The skills are Wrath of the Boon Trees, Graceful Blessing, Favor of the Boon Trees, and Spirit Sublimation in this order. Wrath of the Boon Trees is a skill that will boost you and your lieutenant's damage by 7% for 10 seconds, stacking up to 7 times. Its sub-skill reduces the movement speed of the targets it hits, so this will help to stack the damage boost. Boons rely on their lieutenants to deal damage for them, so this is a must-have skill. Next is Graceful Blessing. This skill will deal damage to 3 targets and give 1 Spirit Seed. The best part of Graceful Blessing is its sub-skill, which reduces the healing by 40% when it hits a target. The third skill is Favor of the Boon Trees, which heals 5 allies for 200% attack, and also grants a shield equal to 20% max HPS. The sub-skill increases the hero's attack by 10%, which will help boost its healing even more. These 3 skills are perfectly balanced because they boost you and your lieutenant's damage, reduce the healing of your enemies, and will heal you and your team while granting you a shield as well. Spirit Sublimation is your first XP skill. This will heal you and your lieutenants for 30% health. It will also reduce the cooldown of your lieutenant's ultimate skills by 30 seconds, which will be great for PvE. The sub-skills of Spirit Sublimation will increase you and your lieutenant's attack speed and damage reduction by 20% for 10 seconds. At level 80, you will unlock your second XP skill called Spirit Blossom. This skill will restore you and your lieutenant's health and sacrificial energy by 50%, and will also grant 5 seconds of invulnerability, which is great for PvP. The sub-skills will increase your DMG bonus and movement speed by 40% for 10 seconds. This build is also great for pay-to-win players, but you must have both R1 and R3 soul weapons. Ideally, you want to get them both to level 6 bond skill. For free-to-play or low spender, I would suggest getting your R1 soul weapon to level 2 bond skill and your R3 soul weapon to level 1 bond skill. These soul weapons will greatly enhance your 3 main skills. R1 mainly focuses on Wrath of the Boon Trees, which will make your lieutenants go berserk, increasing their damage and reducing their skill cooldowns. The R1 soul weapon also gives an additional charge for the Graceful Blessing skill and will now have 3 charges total. At level 6 bond skill, Wrath of the Boon Trees will revive a dead lieutenant and restore their health to 10%, and an additional 10% for every soul spent. The R3 soul weapon will greatly boost the Favor of the Boon Trees to an even stronger defensive skill and making it an offensive skill as well. At level 1 bond skill, Favor of the Boon Trees will grant a blast shield that lasts 3 seconds longer and can absorb 50% damage. When the shield expires, it will deal 300% attack damage and 50% of the remaining shield points. The R3 soul weapon also boosts the Favor of the Boon Trees skill at levels 3, 5, and 6 bond skill, giving more shield, counter damage, and healing. This shows why this is an all-in-one build that can be used for PvE and PvP events. The second build is full damage. The skills are all based on the R1 soul weapon, which are Wrath of the Boon Trees, Graceful Blessing, Tangling Boon Trees, and Spirit Sublimation for the XP skill. The R1 soul weapon bond skills are mainly focused on damage buffs and skill cooldown. This build will be great for PvE events like Monster Attack and Guild Demon Hunt. The last build is pure defense. It is based on the R3 soul weapon. The skills are Favor of the Boon Trees, Boon Tree Strike, Boon Tree Oracle, and Spirit Blossom for the XP skill. The R3 soul weapon will turn your defensive skills into offense by turning your shield into a blast shield, which deals damage to your opponents when it expires. The R3 soul weapon is mainly focused on shields, healing, and counter damage. This build will be great for PvP events like the heroic 1v1, Mineshaft Brawl, and Territorial War. In conclusion, Boon Sisters restore health, remove status ailments, and bolster teammates with defensive or offensive boosts. They are an essential part of team events like Guild League, Expedition, and Territorial War, where they shine the most by keeping their teammates alive and strong. Before I end the video, I want to give a special shout out to Odivo 8672 for requesting this Boon Sister Guide. That's the end of the video. Thanks for watching.